Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I am going to describe about suggestions to EFBU and IBA regarding strengthening internal fraud prevention through surprise employee absence, work review and adequate branch level manpower. Introductions. Financial institutions continuously strengthen their systems, customer awareness programs and transaction monitoring mechanisms to prevent external fraud. However, internal or insider fraud presents a different and more complex challenge because employees already have legitimate access to systems, customer information, documents, and operational processes. Therefore, preventing internal fraud requires not only technology and supervision but also an effective system of continuous performance review, accountability, and surprise based monitoring. The challenge of internal fraud. External fraudsters can often be identified through unusual transactions, phishing attempts, fake communications, or suspicious digital activities. But internal fraud may be more difficult to detect because the persons involved understands the organization's procedures and may know how to bypass existing controls. Merely increasing the number of controlling officers or creating additional layers of supervision may not completely address this risk. A stronger approach should focus on employee accountability, independent review, rotation of responsibilities, and periodic assessment of work carried out in the employee's absence. Suggestions for the 13th Bipartite Settlement and 10th Joint Note. As a practical measure, it may be considered that every employee should be provided one compulsory day off during every 15-day period or at least 2 such days in a month without prior disclosure of the specific date to the employee. The objective should not be to inconvenience employees but to create an opportunity for an independent review of the employee's work. During such absence, another authorized employee or designated reviewing team can examine pending transactions, records, customer accounts, vouchers, system activities, and other relevant operational matters. Review during employee's absence. The employee's absence can provide an important opportunity to determine whether the branch or office functions smoothly without that particular employee being present. Where applicable, online systems can be reviewed for transaction patterns, authorizations, modifications, unusual activities, and other risk indicators. Offline records, documents, registers, and operational files can also be examined. Such reviews should be conducted professionally and confidentially, with genuine discrepancies investigated through established procedures rather than treating every employee as a potential wrongdoer. Manpower should strengthen branch operations. Simply increasing manpower in controlling offices may not be the most effective solution. Additional manpower should also be deployed at the branch level, where customer transactions and day-to-day banking activities actually take place. Adequate staffing can improve customer service, business development, operational checking, and fraud prevention simultaneously. A properly staffed branch can provide better segregations of duties and enable employees to cross-check important activities without compromising business growth. AI alone cannot prevent internal fraud, and artificial intelligence cannot certainly assist banks by identifying unusual transaction patterns, behavioral anomalies, and potential fraud indicators. However, AI should be considered a supporting tool rather than a complete solution. Internal fraud may involve human behavior, manipulations of records, misuse of authority, or deliberate circumventions of procedures, areas where human supervision and professional judgment remain essential. The most effective model would therefore combine AI, surprise review, employees rotations, adequate manpower, segregation of duties, and strong accountability. A balanced and employee friendly approach. Any such system should be implemented with proper safeguards so that it does not become a mechanism for unnecessary harassment or routine fault finding. The objective should be prevention, not punishment. Employees who maintain proper records and follow procedures should have nothing to fear from transparent and safe standardized checks. At the same time, genuine irregularities should be investigated promptly and independently, irrespective of the employee's positions or seniority. Conclusions. Internal fraud requires a different strategy from external fraud. Technology, CCTV, transaction monitoring, and AI can strengthen the defense system, but they cannot completely replace human vigilance. A structured system of periodic compulsory absence, confidential review of work during absence, proper job rotations, and adequate branch level manpower would provide an additional layer of protection. These suggestions may therefore be considered by the IBA and IBU under the 13th Bipartite Settlement and 10th Joint Note as a practical measure to strengthen internal controls while simultaneously supporting better customer service and business growth. Disclaimer: this article presents suggestions for discussions and considerations in the context of banking operations and employee related policy. It is not intended to allege wrongdoing by any employee or institutions. Any policy relating to employee leave, monitoring, performance review, job rotations, or fraud prevention should be framed in accordance with applicable laws, service conditions, privacy requirements, collective agreements, and established banking procedures. Thank you very much for your patience. Request to like, subscribe, and share.